Today we're going to check out the world's cheapest 4K toy drone. This one's coming in at $86. It's under $100, so I requested it. It does have unstabilized video on here. It's 4K, but you're not going to get any kind of motorized stabilization. It has a fixed gimbal on there. You can move it up and down with your fingers, but I was really interested to see how well the video is on here for what we get for $86. We get about a 10-minute flight time on the 2S 1200 milliamp battery. It charges up with an Android cable, which I really like, and then you're pretty much ready to go out and fly. So let's go out and do some flying. Alright guys, let's go ahead and review the e520. I have it all plugged in. Everything is good to go here. I'm going to open up my Wi-Fi and just double check that I'm connected to Wi-Fi 4K 734AC1, and there is no password on this, so you just go ahead and enter into your Wi-Fi. You do need 5.8G. So if you have problems on your iPhone, just click renew lease a bunch of times, like 3 times or so, and it should bring you into the app screen view. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. We're going to go over to the Eachine FPV app. You're going to download that. It will show you all of your photos and videos and pictures and everything here inside the app. And you can't see the back arrows, but there we are in the live view. And this does have some of the best video I've seen as far as resolution wise. It is a 4K version, so it should have pretty sweet resolution. It is definitely still a toy though. That's what you have to understand about this one. And it's also blowing a lot today. It doesn't have a motorized gimbal on here, so it's kind of a fixed gimbal. You can see there, but I think the video is actually pretty good for a fixed hard mounted gimbal without a lot of dampening. We're gonna go ahead and put it in 100% flight mode. Now I'm ready for a takeoff. And it's probably about 95 degrees today. It is super hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this up in the air. I'm gonna start recording the video here. Press that little video record icon. It gives me a display there of what the time code is. So now I can go ahead and arm the drone by going sticks down and in, or I can do the takeoff. Auto takeoff, very easy. Now let's just come out here a little bit into the field and check out 520 on a hover. It seems to me that it looks like it's kind of in ADI mode, which would be drifting with the wind, no GPS position hold. But I'll tell you what, that video looks really, really good. Has that sort of Mavic stance to it. And one of the other things about this quad is you really don't want to fly it out there too far. It does have 1 key return on here. Headless mode. I'm gonna fly out just a little bit further. It starts acting really strange when it loses connection to the controller. It'll spin around, do different things when you get too far away. But this is fun for me because it just makes things super simple all over again. It's not as difficult as something like a race drone or a big expensive $1,000 quad you're going to worry about. Let's just take it up a little bit higher here. And if that battery totally dies on you, it will come down to the ground itself. Check out that video image right there. That looks pretty good. I'm going to bring that up full screen so you guys can see it. It's drifting along with the wind a little bit, but not bad. Now I'm going to comment on the remote control. The remote control is a toy remote control. These antennas do not actually work. And also it seems to kind of have a little bit of a robotic control, a little bit of delay between the sticks and what you're seeing happening with the drone. Okay, so here we are back over on the ground, and I'm just gonna make sure that the arms are straight. The nice thing about this quad is that it is really, really lightweight, and you're likely not to break it out in the grass. You do get extra props and stuff though, but to activate this controller, you need to press the throttle stick up, all the way down and back to center, and that will activate it and arm the motors here. So let's go ahead, make sure we're connected to the Wi-Fi. Just gonna move the drone around a little bit. I see quite a bit of delay in the drone screen here on the app. Now we should be good for takeoff. I'm just gonna look around left and right. Nobody's around, and hit the auto takeoff button. Nice. So we're gonna go ahead and go out over the grass here. Do a little bit more flying. I'll show you some of that video. So we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna roll some footage here, and I didn't have super high expectations with this drone, obviously, because it's a toy drone, it's $86, and I'm not going to make it out to be anything other than what it is. The footage that you see here, it is what it is. It's shaky, it has jello, but I think that the resolution looks better than any other toy drone that I've seen come out, and I've seen a lot of the cheaper ones, but normally with the 4K sensor you're paying in upwards of $150 to $200, and honestly I've seen some $150 drones that have video worse than this, which is kind of amazing, even with brushless motors. So I think for a toy drone, if you're really not serious about wanting to get cinematic video, obviously this is fun to play around with, and that's exactly what this is. It's a toy drone, so I wasn't expecting like perfect video. Sometimes when you see these things on a website, you look at all the specs and it looks amazing on paper, but once you get it home and start flying it, that's when you really know what the quad is all about. So I feel like the controls on this are fairly robotic feeling. I'm used to flying a much higher resolution type of radio, so to me the toy drones, they do have delay, so you're gonna feel a little bit of delay. If you're somebody that's brand new, you might not notice it as much as I do, but I feel like at some further distances away that this drone started to have issues, and I'm talking like over 150 feet away. It would start to have control issues where I would push the left yaw and it would respond like a second or two later. So that's a pretty big delay out past its range. The range is not super far with this drone. You're probably only going to get out there, you know, about 100 to 150 feet. I'm sure it says that it goes further. It is running on 2.4 gigahertz, which is the better range for most of the drones. The video never did freeze up on me, which is a good thing on my phone, and it really does matter what phone you have. If you don't have a phone with 5.8 gigahertz on there, you're going to have a hard time running this and making it run in real time. If you have an older phone, this drone might not work, so you do need a newer phone with 5.8G on there. So again, I didn't have any problems. I didn't play around with the 360 flip. It also does 360 flips, which you can push a button on the transmitter and make it do a flip. What I did like was that it does have some sort of headless mode on here as well, and a lot of you guys want to have headless mode, so it's nice that it does have headless mode. And there you can see me waving at the camera, and again, I think the sensor is pretty great. You can even see the individual blades of grass when I get low to the ground, and on those 4K sensors, that's where it really shows the definition and the detail in the cameras. But this is not a bad quad, I don't think, for someone that honestly, say like your first drone, your first or second drone, just getting into flying drones. This would be fun to practice in a small baseball field, a soccer field. It's really quiet. It doesn't have a lot of noise to it like a DJI drone, and it's fairly harmless. The great thing of it, I thought, was that I crashed it a couple times, 2 or 3 times, and it's so lightweight that it's actually kind of hard to hurt this drone because it's such a lightweight quad. So when it hits the grass, even on the concrete as well, I didn't have any damage. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the drone. And let's go back into my studio and let's take a look at this physically on the bench so you guys can get a good idea of what this quad looks like. There might not be a lot of close-up footage out there for you, so I'm taking my 4K camera, just showing you the different options that the drone has. This is it folded up with the micro SD card in the bottom, the movable camera, and the antenna right there for your Wi-Fi. It is Wi-Fi video, but it folds up pretty small in my hand. I do like that. The folding props are kind of nice. The arms fold out just like this, and they kind of click when it goes back into position. And it really does look like a little mini Mavic. This one is probably one of the ones that actually does look like a DJI Mavic 2, more so than some of the other ones out there. So I'm not going to rate this one super high. I think they tried to put some good detail into this one, but I would say honestly I think it's about a 4.0 out of 5. There are some things I think could be better, but then again, it's $86, you know, so not bad for a trainer. Thanks for watching.